Good morning, YouTubers. Another absolutely gorgeous morning. Very, very cool temperature this morning. And I have a thermometer here that I keep in Fahrenheit. 75 degrees this morning at 6:30 a.m. on the morning of the 13th of April. So 75 degrees, that's pretty cool. That's because it was completely clear all night. So early in the morning, I've been up since about 6, a little bit before 6. And it's perfect weather in the morning. I mean, 75 is just, a beautiful temperature. Absolutely beautiful wind. But it's rare, by 8 o'clock, it won't be that anymore. It'll be in over 80. So the temperature rises quick once that sun is out. So yeah, but oh my God, I love it this morning when it's like this. These are real nice flowering bushes too, these pink ones. I don't know what they're called, but they're real beautiful. These here are those UV resistant deck planks that I had those left over from when I put the stairs on the tower. There's a real nice daisy type flower too that blooms year round. It's pretty nice. So every morning I come in here and I have this fan I turn on for the inverters, for the solar inverters. They're just now starting to come online. So just to keep those inverters cool, I'll turn the fan on. There we go. And I'm still waiting for parts for my generator. It's 3 months, or has it been 3 months? Yeah. Close to 3 months now waiting on parts from China. Good luck. Now that China's pissed off at the Philippines for inviting in the US military, probably will never get my parts. So that's just the way it is in the world right now. It's all messed up. I'm not dwelling on it. It's just a fact. My dad says, Edward, you shouldn't dwell so much on that negative stuff. Well, I'm not trying to dwell on it. It's just that, it's something in everyone's life every single day, and it's always on my mind because it is going to affect my family's future, and that's why I'm here in the Philippines. That's why I escaped to the Philippines. Because, when God says to do something, you better do it. Because if you don't, your whole family's doomed. So, I love this bush too. This bush here, absolutely vivid color of a fuchsia pink. Just vivid. Just unbelievable. These here little tree flowers, bush flowers, they come in 2 different colors. This kind of a pinkish fuchsia and the white. And the white even has a tint of pink in it around the edges. Very beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I really love it. The things that grow here just blows your mind, There's just every variety you can think of. I mean, you can't grow some of this stuff most of the places in the world. because it's just, the climate's not good for it. I mean, look at this orchid, for example. Just strap this orchid on this tree. Look at that. Beautiful purple orchid. Just no problem whatsoever growing here in the Philippines. And it's like they grow wild everywhere. This here is a golden, a golden tree, it's called. It's got these real bright yellow, almost like a lime color, like a lemon lime color. It's really beautiful. I bought it very tiny. You know, that's the biggest one I got. We actually transplanted that, so it's doing real good. But there's, you know, even the fruits, mangoes, it's not in season right now, mango. This is the time when the trees regenerate. Once the dry season starts, they'll go, you know, they drop their leaves and then they regenerate new leaves and they regain their energy to start producing fruit again. So there's a couple months there that they're out of season. And this is one of them. This is the first month. But yeah, absolutely beautiful day. I slept real well last night after my jungle adventure yesterday. Oh, it was a fun adventure, but I was bushed once I got home. I was really bushed. So yeah. The pool looking real good still this morning. Good morning, Lion. Yeah, so today's a school day. The girls are off to school. Maybe I'll pick one of these. Here's a pretty nice sized one right here. Calamansi. Like a lime. So delicious. I'll put that one in my pocket, eat it later. But yeah, this design of the pool I really love is this infinity wall. So the water freely flows over this and then into the tray, and then into the drains back into the suction of the pumps. Right now my water level is a little bit low. I'm gonna have to turn on my water and get that filled up and do some circulating today. But yeah, see, I put 2 drains in my pool, and they're completely separate lines to your suction manifold in the basement of the tower, because if anything ever goes wrong with one drain, you have another drain available to you, because that's critical. You'd never be able to drain this pool without that drain. So I'm gonna go down here real quick and turn on that water. And the reason why I put all this stuff down here, all my pool equipment, is because not only do you get good head pressure from the water that's in the pool coming into the suction side here, because it's, you know, gravity, right? All that head pressure from the pool is pushing down onto the suction of the pump here. So you don't ever have a problem with cavitation on your pumps. You always have a good supply of water coming into your pumps. And I put 2-inch, as you can see, all my suction lines are 2-inch lines. And that helps that too, because that's the most critical part of your pool pumps. You want to have a good suction supply no matter what. And then on your discharge side is I have 1.5 inch. And it's the connections on these pumps, I had to kind of modify it. And as you can see how I put the epoxy on every single joint, because the cement PVC cement in this country, terrible. It's worthless, absolutely worthless. So on all my joints, I had to put epoxy, and that's to be absolutely sure that you aren't going to have a leak. Because if you have a leak in your piping, once you poured all the concrete in it and over it, good luck. That line will fail eventually. You'll get sand in it, sand, dirt, rocks, and it'll just eventually it'll plug up your pump. You'll have to shut the line down. You'll have to smash the concrete out, dig it out, replace the pipe. Yeah, it's an absolute nightmare. That's why you have to do everything in your power if you're going to do a pool, and even all your other lines. It's critical. Not so critical probably on your gray water lines and your black water lines for a house, for your toilets and stuff. But see, this is my fresh water supply to my house, all these 2 stainless tanks. And I can fill them with both my well water and municipal water. And see this here piping? I think you call this kind NPN or something like that. I forget what you call it, but it's a you put it together with like a melting machine. So you put your clamp right here, and then you plug it in, and it melts the pipe. As you can see, it melts the fittings and the pipe together. So you got every single joint, except for where there's a thread, like this is a check valve right here, because you got to have a check valve here, otherwise it doesn't work properly. The water doesn't flow properly through it. It'll start cavitating. So I had to put these check valves here. But yeah, every single joint is melted. And that's all your freshwater lines and don't accept anything other than that. You have to have that kind of pipe, otherwise you're gonna have water leaking problems big time everywhere. So see everything going through my pumps, my filter, inline filter, all my valves, everything. It's all melted. See that? Completely melted in. So you're never going to have a leak. And that's what you have to have in this country. Don't trust that glue. I'm telling you, I've had so many failures with that glue, it's not even funny. You know, Armstrong, he's a great guy, that the Armstrong family, that he's a great guy, and he's a go-getter, and he's got some awesome ideas and all that, but he loves to argue with you, and he wants to always be right. And I try to tell him, you gotta, don't ever trust that glue. I've tested it so many times and had so many failures, it's not even funny. Don't trust it. I rarely had a problem in the US with the PVC glue, that especially the purple colored glue worked great for me. I never had ever a problem that I can remember with it. But in this country, I'm telling you, I've tested it so many times and had so many failures. So you have to put your epoxy. You have to put your epoxy here on all your joints. Otherwise, you're going to be up shit creek of that. I guarantee it. So I don't know if he took my advice on that or not. He's pretty stubborn, like most of us guys are. We're pretty stubborn, you know. And it all depends what you want. Do you want to do it right and overbuild and double secure yourself on whatever you're doing, or do you want to do it on a budget, a tight budget, where if it's, you know, you can do it way cheaper, sure, but do you want failures? I'm telling you, you have failures, it's a nightmare, absolute nightmare to fix it. Absolute nightmare. There, you know, there's a couple things around here where when I wasn't here to supervise, I got done badly, and you know, you got to live with it, or you got to spend lots of money fixing it, which I had to do in the house, or in the attic. I had to completely take the attic and completely reseal the attic from the main house for aircon, because it was free flowing right through into the attic. There was like a 2-inch gap all the way around the valance in my top floor of my house. It was a nightmare. I had to reseal all that, put vapor barriers. Then I used rice hulls, bags of rice hulls for insulation. So I got between 1 and 2 feet of rice hulls in big burlap bags or rice bags that I crisscrossed and stacked in a grid 1 to 2 feet thick on the entire top of the vapor barrier in the attic. So you get that true seal that you need if you want your house to be cool with aircon. And then put the your whirlybird vent. I had to do that too on top of your roofs to keep your attic cool. You have to. My God, that's one big failure that they do in this country. They don't have adequate ventilation for your attic. So yeah. Well, another beautiful day here. I'm just kind of walking around doing my thing in the morning. That's when I have a peace and have a relaxation, you know. So yeah, every kitchen table conversation in the world right now, everywhere, is what's the crazy stuff that's going on with governments and the whole threat of World War III on every. It's gonna, if it happens, it's gonna affect every single person on this planet. So, of course, that's the topic that everyone's not only worried about, but discussing. What can we do different to prevent it? I say get rid of all governments in the entire world, and let's just all relate to each other in peace and harmony. That's the way it should be. You know, everyone's going to have their own cultural customs of which we should tolerate to each other. I mean, who am I to tell anyone else that's not the way to do it, or you can't do it like that? It's only my job to do that if it's harming. If you're harming, right? Remember, that's the number one thing. Do no harm. Do no harm to others, other human beings, and protect the innocent. Other than that, you have no business doing anything else. So, anyway, take care, YouTubers. Thank you for joining me again. Please like and subscribe, and talk to you later. Take care. God bless.